Hey crafters, welcome to the DM's Craft. Today we're going to do a really cool craft that will give a lot of atmosphere to your dungeon. We're going to make a demon door. First I'm going to give you a preview on the table, what it looks like, and then we'll head to our crafting table and work on that and bring it to life.
Riddle me this. It is everywhere. You will meet it someday, but not yet. Hopefully. Is it death? That is correct.
Hey guys, the main material for this project is this dollar store foam core foam board, and I really like it because it's easy to remove the outer paper from the foam core. So that'll be the start of our project. And here I cut out a square. It's 2 inches wide, and the total is 2.5 inches tall, but I measured in the center and cut a 1/2 inch up to get the edges on the top of the door. Okay, so now I need to do the design on the door. Okay, so I'm going to do the banding. So I'll just start going around the door with my ballpoint pen, and I really want to push into the foam core to get the raised texture of the door. So now I'll start doing the demon face, and I'm doing a very stylized demon face. I'm not worrying about making it look realistic or anything. It is a door after all. So yeah, make sure you're pushing into the foam board to get that that texture, because when we paint it, this will really pop out and you'll be able to see this texture, which is really cool and easy thing you can do with this foam board and foam core. So here you can see I'm getting the horns on there, top of the head. So I'll just keep adding details to this until I'm happy with it, and just like I said, just pushing into the foam. And now that demon face is really starting to come alive. Do some more detail on the edging of the door, and finish up the demon there, and make sure you're pushing in, and some detail around the eyes. And there we go. I want to do a few cracks in the door, so just push those in there. This is just a really easy technique. Now I pull the paper off the back. I just leave the paper on because it's easier to cut the foam board with the paper on one side, I find, at least. So I usually cut it on the side that has the paper. So that makes it easier to cut. Make sure you use a sharp blade also. Okay, so there we go. I've got the detail on both sides, the banding, and we're ready to go. Now I need a door frame, so I'm going to just measure around the door, but I want to look and see where the corrugation lines up against the door, because I want to have the door be able to open, and you'll see how I do that later in the video. So I'm just going to trace around the door and then measure out a 1/2 inch from the door, and then I will pull it up. I'm going to make the door 3 inches tall, and then I'll cut it off at the 3-inch mark. So there we go. There's our door frame. Now I've cut it out, and I want to cover the corrugation with some cardstock. So I've cut a 1/4 inch or an 1/8 inch cardstock, sorry, and I'm using my hot glue gun and glue it down. It's hard to glue this stuff with white glue to get it to stick on there, so I usually use the glue gun for this kind of stuff. So now I'll go around the top, just bend it over, hold it for a few seconds, and then the same with the other side. That cover just covers all the corrugation. Then I just cut the excess off. Okay, so there we go. Okay, now I want to do some detail on this door, and here's a really cool technique you can do, a stone technique. I'm just going to use the hot glue gun and just wibbly nibbly around on the cardboard and not let it dry too much, but then I'm going to pull the nozzle of the hot glue gun through the hot glue that's still drying, and then I can get like the stone block texture, the edges where the stone blocks join together. So I think that's a really super easy and neat technique to do for stone blocks. So I'll just keep going around, filling that in, and see, you can see that detail. It looks really, really great. Yeah, I love that. I love that technique. Okay, So now I've got my door, and I want to reinforce it a bit. So I'm going to use my white glue and just dab some on. And I'm going to use a wet brush and just kind of spread it all over the piece. I'm not getting it on there too thick. I'm just getting it on enough so that it'll get some good coverage. And I'm using this plastic tray from an old grocery thing, so I can put it on there without it sticking. So that's why I've got the plastic tray there. And I'll just put it on the edge and let it dry. So there we go. It's dried up. It's a little more sturdy. And here I've got a cocktail skewer, and I've kind of pushed it into the edge of the door since it's foam core. And I've got that groove there. See that? So I just push that in. And now I'm going to glue that to the door. So I'll just use my hot glue and push it on there. And that'll be my hinge. That'll be how I open the door. So pretty cool. But of course it's way too long, so now I'll have to trim that. But first I am going to glue with some white glue to give extra strength. This will help just give some extra binding to that to the door. So I'll let that dry up. Now I've got a base, and I'm using cork, and it's 1 inch wide, and I've measured 1/2 inch into the center so I know where the center is. And to get the length of that, I'm just going to use my door frame and put it up against the cork strip and mark it. Now I like the cork strip for several reasons. It's a little weight, and it also has some texture on it too. But I found that if you put glue on it, like kind of saturate the glue, it actually makes it a little stiffer than it normally would be, and it makes for a pretty good base. So I'm going to use this for the base. I find that it's better than cardboard. It has a little more weight. Okay, so I'll just fill that all in with glue, so that'll stiffen up a bit, and then I'll let that dry.
Hey crafters, I hope you enjoyed the first part of this video. Make sure to check out the second part to finish up this craft. Also give your DM Scotty a like if you did like the video. Make sure to share and subscribe, and also why not join my forum and Facebook group. A lot of lovely people on there who love to craft, and last but not least, go forth and craft.
Oh, I think I changed my mind. Let's go the other way.